up, everybody? Welcome to the Savage Land and welcome to the field. And today is the day where I finally get to do something I've been wanting to do for a minute. Unbox all my alley vipers I had since last summer and a few other little add-ons that I picked up throughout the last 6 or 7 months. My 9 vipers, 2 crimson guards. I've been having these halo guys for about 1.5 years now, and then the 2 blue ninjas. I was just trying to find time to do this video, so throughout it you might see me change clothes a couple of times. It might take a couple of days, but I am very excited. This gives me a different high when I open my figures up like this, instead of doing them one by one as I got them. Just this big pile right here, and then sitting back and seeing how the army's gonna look when they line up with the 55 blue shirts that I got. So let's get to it, man. I ain't gonna waste your guys' time no more. I got my lovely assistant here, my daughter. However long she can last will help me unbox. So I ain't gonna waste y'all guys' time. Let's get to it. We halfway there. We to the halfway point. We just got to our last alley vipers to open. Got the rest to open. After that, 22 22 alley vipers.
20 alley vipers.
22.
22.
Mm-hmm. So pretty much we down to the next phase. We got our 9 vipers. I got 3 Python Patrol vipers. I got 6. Well, no, I got 2 of the 3-pack Amazon exclusive vipers. No, it's not Amazon exclusive, but the 3-pack of vipers. Right here, I'm gonna open up, and then I got the 2 crimson guards. I'm gonna open up. So I think I want to mess with this 3-pack first. See what these effects are about. So I couldn't wait to see what these are finally looking like. I never had any of them in hand. Alright, so we pretty much got all the figures out. You see here I got the 2 blue ninjas to the right. Dog pile of alley vipers. Got my 3 halo troopers in the back. I only unboxed 2, but I already had 1. Got my mixed match alley viper and Cobra trooper there. And I'm gonna get in a little closer to them, just trying to give you a span of the whole table. 10 vipers, which I opened up 9. God, they look beautiful popped over there. And so I got 10 up there, but I opened up 9, and I got my 2 crimson guards with weapons in front. So I'm gonna take the camera off. We're gonna get in a little bit closer and kind of do this little span. But you see my Crimson Guards here. I'm very satisfied with them. These are actually pretty cool figures here, man. I'm really liking them. In the back of that is the weapons pack for the 2 blue ninjas. And as we span right here, we got the Vipers. We pretty much got Python Patrol Vipers. Got the 3-pack Vipers. In front and center, we have the Cobra Island Viper. But altogether, with those 10 Vipers, ironically, I got 5 gray and 5 blue, even though pretty much it looks like almost every last one of them are different iterations, but it's 1, 2, 3, 4 different iterations of Vipers up here. And right here, I got my mix match Cobra Troop. I put the Alley Viper pants on, took his vest off, and I got the Alley Viper in the cut with the Cobra Trooper pants on. And his top is still the same way. And we got the big dog pal here. That is just freaking beautiful, man. I'm just looking at the way the colors look through the camera, like the orange and blue. It's just, man, that's nice. That really is. And I got my Halo guys here. Then we got the blue ninjas to the right. Looking very good. I actually really like that female blue ninja. She looks really good. And we got the Gridiron Studios 50 minigun with the skull mask. I got 2 of them. I'm gonna put on 2 of the Alley Vipers. This pretty much here is the Halo weapons, just different assortment of hands, and they're big wonky looking guns. And then this is all the dog pals of the Alley Viper stuff. So we got the grappling gun and hook there. We got the submachine gun pal there. Backpack pal. Rifle pal. Which rifle, backpack, grappling gun I don't even use with the Alley Viper. I just take that submachine gun and his sidearm and make it happen from there. But big, huge dog pal, of course, with open 22, they would gather up. So this is all the Vipers dog pile of weapons, the bundles. That's what they look like, just sitting up there. And then of course Crimson Guard, I just left that stuff on there. And then we got the blue ninjas. So next part of this video will be me pretty much probably heating these guys up and just doing a little setup just so I can go through them. Pretty much have it, man. I pretty much got all the guys stood up. I didn't really do anything too crazy or dynamic. Didn't really have a lot of space to do that, especially with dioramas. If you got, it's almost like the phrase almost 3 is a crowd, you know, which this is way more than 3 is 35, but 35 is a crowd. So my best thing I could do was just get them stand up and actually let people see what they look like all together. Now after this video, we'll start working on another video where I just show my whole Cobra army, and so maybe I can get some more things going on with that. But I kind of just want to go through each little army builder, what I think about it, my experiences with them, and you know, so forth and so on. So basically these are the Alley Vipers. Let's just start off right here. I'm very biased when it comes to the Alley Viper. It's my favorite Cobra Trooper. I grew up with these guys. I grew up in the late 80s, early 90s. I mean, I was a kid then, you know, like 6 or 7. And these came out about 88, but of course they're still floating around like 90, 91. So I'm 7 or 8 years old around that time. So I actually do remember having this figure in the 3 3/4 inch in the original line. And it was always just a very unique figure. The blue and orange, the crazy shield they got, the guns, and then most of all, the futuristic alien looking face mask, which is really like a guard face mask for a riot squad. These guys are like urban troopers, so I don't know why they have the blue and orange gear. They kind of in a city background right here, and I can still spot them out. But with G.I. Joe, it's sci-fi fantasy. It's very far-fetched. If you into it, you into it. And everybody has a different batch of favorite troopers. And this just so happens to be mine, the Alley Viper. Sometimes it's just like that. I like awkward things. But I totally enjoyed seeing all of these guys unboxed. I somewhat felt unfulfilled because I only had limited space to do things with my diorama setup. I really wanted to get busy with these guys, but I had to talk to myself and say, hold up, you got another video coming after this. Maybe you can do some things. What this video was just to truly unbox them on camera, document it, and then, you know, display them. But like I said, I had an awesome time filming these guys, and they're truly beautiful. Next group, the regular Vipers, the 3-pack Viper, the Cobra Island Viper, and the Python Patrol Viper. And these guys really shocked me how beautiful they are all together like that. And it works out so well. I worked it out so well to where I have 5 gray and I have 5 blue. And in between the grays and the blues, they're 2 different type of Vipers. So when they're all together, they just have these subtle different hits coming all off their gear, and they just blend so well, man. One thing to note about these Vipers, I noticed, like with companies when they start reusing molds and keep using molds, like they get wonkier. It feels like a little bit more flimsier. I came across that with the bats. But these guys still feel good. The 3-pack feels good. The Python Patrol feels good. This still feels like a very sturdy figure. I had no problems with it. I still like this Viper. And the cool thing about it is I finally pulled their goggles over their helmet, and it gives them this cool like little bee like look, like almost like an insect. It's actually pretty dope. Got the 2 Vipers here, well, Alley Vipers here in their dynamic poses. One thing about an Alley Viper, I will admit, they're not the best as far as when it comes to standing wise. Of course, you can get them to stand and you can break that ankle rocker and make it do what you need to do, but the bulkiness of the vest, the shield, especially if you had on the backpack, I mean, this guy is geared up. This is one of the, I believe this is the most geared up Cobra Trooper, because you get the shield, you get the submachine gun, you get 2 knives, one on the chest, one on the arm, a sidearm that goes on his leg, a grappling gun. I mean, he's loaded, but he's just an awkward standard, really just the Alley Viper. So had a few boo-boos and spills. I will say this, I did heat some of them up. That was making it easier to deal with them, even though you really don't need to heat them up for stiff joints. I was just heating them up just to make them flex more, because it's such a heavy loaded figure, and it's really not supposed to do nothing too crazy and dynamic, but a little heat never hurts. Never hurts anything, when especially when you're dealing with trying to move your action figures around. Crimson Guards, they look good from the get-go. They did not undershort me or undercut me. I thought they were great. I can't wait to get the other 3. I'm either go with 5 or 10. I might go with 10. So I can't wait to get the other 3 or 8 of the Crimson Guard, but they'll be saved for a later date. But I can't wait to get this army up against the blue shirts and really see what I got going here, man. I should be bolstering over a little bit over 100 troops, 110 troops by the time I put everybody together with the Python Patrol, regular blue shirts, officers. So definitely be in for a real treat. All right, here, so we got the 2 Alley Vipers with the Gridiron Studios minigun gear pack with the skull mask. To make a long story short, I really brought this because of the skull mask. This thing bolsters $37, and not unless you really wanted it to kind of set this thing off like I did. I wouldn't advertise buying this. I mean, it's good. Don't get it twisted. I mean, but it's not worth $37. The paints don't necessarily fully match up. I mean, they look good, but I mean, I just think this thing should have been a little bit cheaper. And if they want any more money out of me on this set, they need to bust this set in half and just do the skull mask for like 12, maybe even 15 bucks. But 37, I think this was just a little bit too much, but it's something, a piece that I wanted to kind of set this thing off. And like I said, the skull mask is the reason I brought it, man, to be honest with you. It fits, and they hold the weapons fine. Backpack is a little loose. Coming out is not the tightest fit, but it's okay. But for $37 each, man, I could have brought 2 G.I. Joe classifiers on clearance for that price, man. So, but shout out to Gridiron Studios. Not trying to shit on them. I'm just trying to really just let you know how I really feel about that, man. I don't think that's worth it. They really need to pull their prices down on some of those packages, 'cause most of those packages from Gridiron are about $37. I understand it's a small operation, it's a little homemade thing, but man, miss me with that. Like for real, man. Like they at least could bust this pack in half. But this is what I was talking about with the Viper, with the goggles over his helmet. He looks like a little bug back there. That was actually pretty dope. I've never actually pulled the goggles over the helmet. And the famous question is, why do they have goggles when they have a helmet? Well, I guess to look like a bug when you pull it over the helmet, man. So, last but not least, we have the Blue Ninjas. Another surprise army builder, because I have red ninjas and they're okay, but I like these blue ninjas better, and especially with these Japanese masks. I forgot the name of them, so I don't want to butcher that. I really can't even remember what the name of them were, but the little animal masks are cool. They feel really good in hand. The female figure, even though it's like a Konu or whoever the movie the chick was in the movie lines, that same buck, she actually feels good. You know what the cool part about her is? I can plop her down anytime I want and she will stand up. And that's no BS, man. That will get you major points in my book if you're an action figure and you can stand up with me just plopping you up. And these guys were easy to move around. The joints wasn't tight. I actually like the blue better than the red color. The red color makes them look like aliens or something. Like, I don't know what it is about this blue. It almost gives me like more of a ninja vibe, but I never thought those red ones looked like ninjas. I always thought they should look like, you know, like outfitted like Storm Shadow. But these guys have surprised me so good that I'm going to be on the lookout for Amazon. These actually are an Amazon exclusive, and try to get me a deal on these guys and get me some more of these guys. I actually want like 8 more of these guys, for real. Like, and that's the cool thing. That is such the cool thing about action figure collecting. Like, I'm really ecstatic about my alley Vipers, but it's the sleepers that kind of knock me on my butt. Like the Vipers with the different colors, I didn't know they would be so pretty lined up against each other. And these blue ninjas, I didn't know I would like them like that, because to be quite honest with you, they were like a back burner figure. I really just brought these guys to complete the numerical you know, lineup, man. So hey, kudos to that. But I was really excited to get these unboxed. I'm glad my daughter helped out with me. It was just a really cool experience. The next thing to do is get these guys lined up with the blue shirts, and like I said, do that count off. That'll be the next video on the field. Is basically showing off the massive Cobra army, getting that on camera, letting you guys experience that with me. But look at these blue ninjas. I mean, that is awesome. Like, those masks were a great idea to just kind of spice it up a little bit and change up a repaint that they did. And even though it's a repaint, I swear to God, man, I like it way better than the red ninja. I think the blue ninja idea was awesome. The white belts make the blue pops off the blue whale. The mask just gives it a different feel, and you can also put those masks on the red ninjas also. But this is the Savage Land. We do this here for the love and beauty of action figures. If you can, give me a like, comment, subscribe. We got content coming up every other day, every week. This is the field where I put most of my G.I. Joe, Valorverse, or military content at. And we got some more stuff coming up. Like I said, the next episode of the field will be counting off this massive army of about 110 Cobra troops, maybe a little bit over that. And with that being said, to the next time, God bless.